Okay, so today we are diving into something that I think a lot of people are curious about, but maybe a little afraid to ask about.
Yeah.
Sexual stamina.
It's a big one.
We see all these headlines, all the ads, the ridiculous promises.
Oh, yeah.
But what does the science actually say about improving things in the bedroom?
Right.
And that's what we're going to unpack today.
Exactly.
No hype, just the facts.
I like it.
So we are diving deep into this article called 18 Tips to Improve Sexual Stamina and Boost Performance.
Okay.
And they cover a lot. Like everything but the kitchen sink here.
How'd that
like
get?
diet, exercise.
Wow.
Even debunking some myths that honestly I'm a little embarrassed to admit I believe.
Yeah, I think you might be surprised by some of the findings in here.
Right.
It's not always about what you think.
Totally. And one myth that I know I've definitely fallen for, and I think a lot of people listening have too, is this idea that there's like a magic number for how long sex should last.
Oh, the pressure.
Oh my gosh.
It's so real.
The movies, the bragging rights with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's really skewed, I think, our perceptions of what's normal.
Yeah.
But this article set me straight.
Oh, good.
They actually cited a survey of sex therapists.
Okay.
And are you ready for this?
Hit me.
The average range for satisfying intercourse is only 7 to 13 minutes.
Exactly.
7 to 13.
That's it.
I was shocked.
But you know what? That's a good solid chunk of time.
It is.
Think about it. 7 to 13 minutes of really good quality connection.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Right. And it's not about like rushing to the finish line.
Right.
It's about enjoying the journey.
Absolutely. And yet so many people are out there stressing, comparing themselves to these unrealistic ideals.
I know, it's so true.
It's time to ditch that pressure and focus on what really matters, which is
Quality over quantity.
100%.
All the way.
All the way.
And speaking of quality, this article isn't just about, quick fixes or anything like that. Yep. They really emphasize the importance of overall health.
Okay.
Like they're basically saying, if you want a better sex life, you have to take care of yourself.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It really does, because
It's true though, wait.
I mean, think about it. Sexual health is just one part of your overall well-being.
That's true.
You can't expect to be firing on all cylinders in the bedroom if you're neglecting your physical and mental health everywhere else.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
So we're talking like exercise, stress management, sleep.
It all plays a role.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you on the exercise and the sleep thing.
Okay.
But how exactly does stress mess things up in the bedroom?
Well, when you're chronically stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, which is that stress hormone.
Oh, yeah. Cortisol, the enemy.
You party pooper.
Cortisol's no fun.
Not when it comes to this.
No.
No fun at all. And unfortunately, cortisol can really do a number on your libido.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It can mess with your hormone balance, specifically testosterone.
Oh.
Which is crucial for both men and women.
Yeah.
When it comes to desire and performance.
So less stress equals more fun in the bedroom. Got it.
I like it.
Okay. Message received.
Write that down.
But speaking of things that boost your mojo, I was shocked to see what this article said about watermelon.
Okay, watermelon. Now you're speaking my language.
Right.
I love watermelon. But tell me more. What does it have to do with anything?
So apparently this summer treat is loaded with an amino acid called L-citrulline.
L-citrulline?
Which acts like a natural Viagra.
Now hold on a minute. Are you telling me that watermelon is the secret to a spicy night in...
I think it might be.
Okay, I'm listening. What does this L-citrulline actually do?
Okay, so it's all about blood flow.
Okay.
L-citrulline, it helps relax your blood vessels.
Okay.
Which in turn,
improves things downstairs.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that slice of watermelon you enjoy by the pool
right.
could actually be setting the stage for later.
Who knew?
I know, right?
Fascinating. And the article highlights a few other surprising foods that can boost your stamina as well.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like pomegranates.
Pomegranates, really?
Yeah, who knew?
Pray.
That's wild.
They talk about leafy greens, which, let's be real,
yeah,
we should all be eating more of anyway.
True.
And let's not forget about the power of nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Especially those rich in zinc, like cashews and almonds.
Okay.
Zinc is crucial for testosterone production, which, as we know, is a key player in the stamina game.
So we're eating our fruits and veggies and our nuts.
We are fueling up.
Exactly. For a fun time.
What about some more, shall we say, hands-on techniques for lasting longer?
Now you're talking.
Right.
Let's get into it.
Because this article mentions a few techniques.
Okay.
Some more familiar than others.
Yeah.
Let's start with one I'm sure we've all heard of,
Okay.
but maybe not totally understood.
Kegels.
Kegels, the magical exercise.
Right. They're not just for like postpartum recovery, right?
Not at all. Like anyone can benefit from doing Kegels.
Everyone should be doing their Kegels.
Okay, so tell us, why are Kegels so great?
So Kegels are beneficial for everyone because they strengthen your pelvic floor muscles, which are essential for bladder control.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bowel control.
Yeah.
And you guessed it, sexual function.
Okay, so it's not just about stopping the pee midstream.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Although that is a fun party trick.
Yeah.
But strengthening those pelvic floor muscles can give you better control over ejaculation.
Okay.
And even increase your ability to stay aroused.
Wow.
Which naturally translates into longer-lasting intimacy.
So Kegels are like a workout for your, like, inner stamina.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Right.
But what about these other techniques that the article mentions, like edging and the stop-start method?
Okay.
Those sound a little more adventurous.
They do. They require a little more awareness.
Yeah.
A little more practice. But the goal is the same.
Okay.
Gaining better control over your sexual response for a more fulfilling experience.
Okay, so let's break these down a little bit.
Okay.
What exactly is edging and how does it work?
Edging is all about learning to identify and manage those sensations that lead up to orgasm.
Okay.
It's like hitting the brakes just before you reach the finish line.
Okay, I kind of get it, but like why is that a good thing?
Well, by delaying that peak, you can actually prolong the pleasurable sensations.
Okay.
Build anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately make the experience even more intense.
Okay. I can see how that would be helpful for someone who, like, you know,
yes,
tends to finish a little too quickly.
Precisely. And then you have the stop-start method,
okay,
which is pretty self-explanatory.
So you're literally stopping and starting during sex. Does that even work?
It does.
Really?
If you do it right. The key is to pause just as you feel yourself getting close and focus on reducing arousal for a bit before resuming.
Okay.
It's basically a workout for your stamina,
yeah,
helping you build endurance and delay ejaculation over time.
And I imagine this is where communication with your partner is super essential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trying any new technique,
yeah,
especially something like this, requires open and honest communication with your partner.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've got Kegels, we've got edging the stop-start method.
It's a whole toolkit.
It's a lot.
It is.
But what about supplements? I know a lot of people are curious about those.
They are?
Are they legit?
Yeah, and rightfully so. But we need to tread carefully here.
Okay.
While this article does mention a few options, like L-citrulline, which we already talked about,
right,
L-arginine, ashwagandha, and others,
yeah,
it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional.
Of course, yeah.
Before taking anything.
You're preaching to the choir here. Natural doesn't always mean safe.
Exactly.
And there could be interactions with other medications that people are taking or other health conditions that they need to be aware of.
Absolutely. It's all about individual needs and what might work for one person might not be suitable for another.
Exactly. So talk to your doctor.
Please do.
Before you start experimenting with supplements.
Your doctor can help you make informed decisions that are right for you.
Exactly. All right, so we talked about some of those techniques and supplements and things, but I think it's time to bust some myths because let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation out there about stamina.
Absolutely. Myths abound.
They really do. So let's tackle one that I think a lot of people have probably heard.
Okay.
This idea that condom thickness affects stamina.
Ah, yes. The old thinner condom equals longer performance myth.
Right, exactly.
I've heard that one too many times.
So is there any truth to it, or is it just wishful thinking?
It's mostly wishful thinking, I'm afraid.
Okay.
While a thinner condom might reduce sensitivity a little bit for some people, it's not going to magically make anyone last longer.
Okay, so really it comes down to personal preference and what feels best for the people involved.
Exactly.
Condom thickness is about finding what's comfortable and effective for protection.
Right.
Not about impacting stamina directly.
Exactly. Protection being the key word there.
Always.
Okay, let's move on to another myth that this article tackles.
Okay.
The impact of pornography.
Yes. Pornography and stamina. This is a big one.
It is a big one.
And it's something that's important to address because pornography can create these really unrealistic expectations about sex. And that includes stamina.
Totally. I think we've all had that moment where we're watching something and we're like, wait, is that even possible?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Like, how is that even?
Rewind. Let me see that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because pornography is often, you know, very highly edited.
Yeah.
It's choreographed. It's not a reflection of real life.
Right.
And constantly comparing yourself to these unrealistic portrayals can actually be really damaging.
Totally.
To your self-esteem and to your sexual performance.
So instead of getting hung up on what we see on screen,
it's better to focus on what feels good for us and our partner.
yes, in real life.
In real life.
It's about celebrating real intimacy, real connection, real pleasure.
Well said.
Thank you.
Okay, so myth-busting aside, this article also talks about some more practical tips for boosting stamina.
Okay.
And one that stood out to me was the importance of novelty.
Ah, yes, novelty.
Things fresh.
The spice of life.
Exactly.
Our brains love novelty.
Yeah.
And that extends to the bedroom.
Totally. So trying new things, mixing up routines, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Introducing that element of novelty can really reignite desire, boost arousal, make sex more enjoyable overall.
And this isn't just about, like, trying new positions or anything like that, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It could be anything from exploring a fantasy to changing up the location to simply communicating more openly with your partner
Oh, that's good.
about what you enjoy.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's about keeping things exciting, both physically and emotionally.
Exactly. It's about rediscovering that spark and reminding yourself why you find each other so captivating.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about things that can boost your stamina, but what about things that can sabotage it?
Okay.
Like this article mentions smoking and excessive alcohol consumption.
Ah, yes. The usual suspects.
Right.
We all know they're bad for our health in general,
Yeah.
but they can really impact your performance in the bedroom, too.
So no more relying on, like, liquid courage to get in the mood.
You know, as tempting as that might seem,
Right.
alcohol is a depressant.
Oh, yeah?
It slows down your central nervous system, which can make it harder to get and maintain an erection.
Okay.
It can also reduce sensitivity, which can make it difficult to fully enjoy the experience.
Got it. And I imagine smoking is even worse because of what it does to your blood vessels.
Absolutely. Smoking damages your blood vessels and restricts blood flow
Makes sense.
throughout your body, including to those crucial areas we're talking about today.
Right. So if someone is serious about improving their stamina long term,
Yeah.
quitting smoking,
Yeah.
cutting back on alcohol, those are good steps to take.
Those are two habits that will benefit your overall health and your sex life.
For sure. Okay, so we've covered the myths.
Yeah.
We've talked about novelty, addressed the not-so-fun topics of smoking and alcohol.
Right. We got those out of the way.
Now I want to dive into some more of those positive steps you can take to boost your stamina.
Let's do it.
Starting with a topic that's often, shrouded in secrecy, but it's totally natural and healthy.
Okay.
Masturbation.
Yes.
It's time to normalize talking about this.
Absolutely.
It's a healthy and beneficial practice.
It is.
For everyone.
Everyone.
And it can actually help improve your stamina.
It can.
Okay, so how exactly does masturbation boost stamina?
Well, for starters, it helps you learn about your own body.
Okay.
Your response is what feels good.
Right.
And the more self-aware you are,
Yeah.
the better you can communicate your needs to a partner.
That's a really good point.
Right. And that can lead to a more satisfying sexual experience for both of you.
Exactly. And this article mentioned that masturbation can actually improve blood flow
It can.
and strengthen those pelvic floor muscles.
Yes, just like Kegels.
Wow, okay.
Regular masturbation can be like a workout
Really?
for your pelvic floor, helping you build endurance and control.
So it's not just about pleasure.
It's not just about pleasure.
It's about taking care of your sexual health.
Exactly. It's self-care.
I love it. Okay, speaking of techniques that can help you last longer,
Yes.
let's talk about the squeeze technique.
Okay.
This one sounds interesting.
This one definitely requires some practice.
Okay.
But it can be really helpful for managing premature ejaculation.
Okay, so how does it work? Do you literally, like, squeeze something?
You do.
Okay.
But before you get any ideas,
Yeah.
let me explain.
Okay.
Just before you feel like you're about to ejaculate, you or your partner apply firm pressure to the head of the penis.
Okay.
And that helps to temporarily reduce the urge to climax.
Wow. So it's about recognizing those physical cues
Yes.
and responding in a way that helps you prolong the experience.
Exactly. It's another tool in your stamina boosting toolkit.
It really is. I love that this article offers such a variety of approaches to improving your sex life.
It's about giving people options
Right.
so they can find what works for them.
Exactly. And what works for their partners, too.
Exactly.
we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still a few more things I want to get to from this article, including a surprising connection between melatonin and sexual function.
Interesting.
And the importance of just having fun.
We can't forget about fun.
We can't.
That's the most important part.
It really is. Okay, so remember earlier when we were talking about surprising stamina boosters?
Mm-hmm.
I think this next one might take the cake.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Melatonin.
Melatonin. Wait, like the sleep hormone?
Yeah, like what does that have to do with anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that was just for like counting sheep.
I know, right? But apparently melatonin has some hidden talents.
Okay, like what?
Well, this article mentioned that some studies show melatonin might actually have a direct impact on sexual function and endurance.
Interesting.
Particularly in men.
Huh. So it's not just about being well rested.
Yeah.
Melatonin itself could be playing a role.
Exactly. And I thought that was fascinating.
That is really interesting. I'm going to have to look into that.
Me too. But as always, listener discretion is advised.
Of course.
Talk to your doctor before you start experimenting with melatonin.
Absolutely. Melatonin can interact with certain medications.
Exactly. Safety first. Always.
Always.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
We talked about diet and exercise, all those techniques you can practice solo or with a partner,
Right.
even supplements.
Yeah.
But I think this last point from the article might be the most important one of all.
Okay, let's hear it. What's the grand finale?
Are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
Have fun.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm serious.
The secret to lasting longer is to just enjoy myself.
Exactly.
Okay.
This whole article is about how sex should be pleasurable.
Right.
And when we get so caught up in the performance anxiety,
Oh, yeah.
the pressure to last a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
it takes all the fun out of it.
It does. It really does. It's like you're thinking so much about like hitting a certain time that you're not even in the moment.
Exactly.
You're not enjoying the connection.
And that goes for so many areas of life, don't you think?
100%. It's about letting go a little.
Right.
Embracing the spontaneity.
Yeah.
Remembering that intimacy. It's about connecting with another person on a deeper level.
So well said.
Thank you.
So I think the big takeaway here is that it's not about finding some magic pill.
No.
We're trying to meet some arbitrary standard.
It's about understanding your body, communicating with your partner.
Yes.
And prioritizing pleasure.
Yes.
Above all else.
And maybe snacking on some watermelon.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Exactly. So to everyone listening, remember, knowledge is power.
Yes, it is.
We've given you a lot to think about today.
We have.
So go forth and put that knowledge into practice.
Yes.
And most importantly, have fun.
Have fun, everybody.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into sexual stamina.
This was a good one.
It was a good one. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next time for another deep dive into a topic that matters to you.
See you next time.
É desse jeito,